It's Cape Rugby TV time. We talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Great to have you along. A lot of exciting stuff coming up this evening. Of course, big thanks to our partners, Direct Access, your financial services partner, Score Energy Drinks. Of course, partners to Western Province Rugby for the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Yes Electrical, Intercape, the official transport provider of the Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers, and of course, Thorburn Security. Tonight, we will take a look at Hamilton's pre-season training with interviews from Hamilton coach Phil Cronje, Hamilton's wing and fullback Alshon Bok. We went to Belhar to take a look at their pre-season training. We speak there to Abraham Bierkes, the Belhar coach, Belhar centre Cameron Jacobs, and of course, Jerome Pardewater is going to be telling us about his testing, and we catch up with the DHL Stormers behind the scenes. Let me introduce you to my panel this evening, Jerome Pardewater. Jerome, welcome back.
Yeah, JP, good to be back again.
Here we go, another week of rugby.
Another week. We were out last night, testing guys, so busy.
Yeah, keeping yourself busy. What do they say, Mr. Jones? Idle hands is the devil's work.
I don't know if it's the devil's work, but yeah. But if it's idle hands, somebody works, so be that as it may.
But it's getting busy already. I mean, you guys are already like, I'm trying to get all of you. It's just one thing after the other. There's meetings, there's planning, there's straight into fixtures, and you've got all these external competitions going on as well. I know there's no Gold Cup now, but province busy.
We're busy, JP. Definitely we're busy. There's no doubt about it.
Tell us a little bit about the scrummage system. I suppose that's one of the big components at the moment, is making sure the system is ready for the year.
No, that's true. The clubs know how to operate it. Yeah. It's important that they use the tool as a communication tool for them and an administrative tool for them. Obviously, the union then gets the information and it falls part of our big database. We're also encouraging clubs to enter all the coaches and their levels on scrummage, so that we have a record of that. I do know from SASCOC level, the license, coaching license, accreditation will kick in this year. Yeah. So all those things are important from an administrative point of view, that we are compliant with national policies. And
it helps you, that system that you've got, I mean, it's actually an interesting topic, that whole scrummage system. It also helps you analyze your whole data, how many players you got, and gender, and age groups, and all that. Where
they live, and how close to the practice back, out to your fields and those things. Yeah, it's quite a powerful tool if used correctly. Yeah.
Very interesting, very interesting. We'll talk a little bit about that. Marties were up against Durban in their friendly. We speak to Durban's coach Marius Avre a little bit later. Friendlies, Marties against UWC. And of course, as I mentioned, the Stormers out with their training sessions. We catch up there with Stormers hooker Scaro and Tabene, as well as Stormers centre Michael Hasner. All that coming up more during the course of the show. As I did say, we went out to see Hamilton's at their pre-season training session. Let's catch up with the boys there. They're getting ready for Super League. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Right then, Hamilton's getting ready for Super League A. Jerome Parvater, this is your field of expertise. You've been watching some of the pre-season training sessions now in the highlights that we've been catching up with the various clubs. Your thoughts looking at Hammies here?
No, it looked good, JP. It's good to see. I see they're also busy with wrestling and skill work, but also to see all the new recruits at Hammies. I saw JP Lewis there. I saw Caleb Oosthuizen. I know Houghton is there. There's a few other guys, experienced guys. So
you're talking about Hilton Loberts now?
Hilton Loberts, yeah. Looks like Hamiltons are really recruiting and doing well in positions that they need, which they struggled in last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to see, and it's good for club rugby for us to see all that experienced guys back at Province. They were at Province, back again, so it's good to see them.
Danny, your thoughts looking at Hammies there getting ready? You must be happy that there's a club so active. A lot of players.
No, look, JP Hamilton's, it's one of the stalwart clubs in Western Province, and it's good to, I mean, they suffered last year. It's good to see they recruiting for better. So we wish them well. As you know, I'm a member of Hamilton's, as I'm a member of all 90 affiliates.
Yes, you're the chairperson of every club.
100%, 100%.
Tell us a little bit about Hilton Loberts. Everybody's been talking about him. We saw him running with the Stormers. Jerome says he's now with Hamilton's. He's been around the country, experienced. Is he now a province player, a club player?
Look, by default, he's at Hamilton's, and he was invited to through Jerome invited him to come and just have a run out, and surprisingly on Sunday he ran it for the Stormers,
right,
against the Sharks. So I mean, there's a good opportunity. Now people might question Hilton if we remember, one of the sought after coaches did the same. Johan Ackerman went to Hammies a few years ago at over the age of 35, and look where's Johan now. So I reckon Hilton will be most probably one of the coaches in South Africa a few years from now.
That's right, Johan Ackerman actually used to coach at Hamilton, so I remember that.
But JP, I just want to say, Mr. Jones, like you're asking, any player playing club rugby in the Western Province can play in any Western Province team. So if we see a guy, he's good enough, he's fit enough, and he's at a club game, and I think the club coaches must also understand it.
When we started this whole issue of testing, the idea was we did not tell the clubs who to send. We invited, we said, this is the program we want to. We would like to test your players so that we have an idea of their conditioning ability, etc., etc. So we did Super League A, B, and C last year. We are now busy with the regions. Now, that's the first point of call. We give the clubs the prerogative to nominate players. We're still going to have, through Jerome's system and through scouting and through our communication with coaches, where they can still nominate one or two players. Obviously, we would then, that process will take care of that. But what we're trying to say is, the first program was the clubs forwarding names to us. We will now invite based on what the coaches, what our scouts, what Jerome's program is asking us for. After this, we will do the inviting.
But the bottom line is, you can't just rock up at a practice session and hope that you're going to play for the Stormers one day. You've got to pay attention to wherever the opportunities are. Am I right?
Exactly. You must be at the club.
Same for referees, same for coaches.
Yeah,
if you want to be a coach, you've got to come to the coaching courses. If you want to be a referee, you've got to sign up with the Referee Society. And if you want to play for the Stormers or Province, you've got to rock up at Jerome's practice sessions. Well, not your practice session. Let's catch up with Phil Cronje, who's the head coach of Hamilton's. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
Ja, dit is ons is self 'n baas. Ons probeer ons dinge van die komitee se kant af. Ons het baie goed gerekruut die jaar. Paar groot name wat hier rondstap, maar hierdie manne sal mekaar almal uitsorteer wanneer ons proewe is die 22ste Februarie. Dit is vir my 'n groot voorreg om te wees die oudste klub in die land. Ons is hierdie jaar 145 jaar oud. Ons wil dit 'n groot jaar maak, maar ons wil 'n nuwe kultuur hier skep. Ons wil van ons pro-spelers wat hier is, wil ons die jong manne van onderaf deurbring. Ons wil daai ouens aan die pro-spelers wil ons aan die jong oudjies vasmaak. Ons wil hulle groot maak vir die seisoen vorentoe. En ja, ons het nuwe strukture in plek gesit. So far so good. Ons kan dit aan die nommers op die veld sien, maar die groot ding is ons wil dit weer die familieklub maak wat dit was. Ons wil daai familiekultuur terugbring, want daai familiekultuur wat dit beteken is ons gaan vir mekaar speel en vir die ou langs aan ons, en dit is wat ons doen. Ons nuwe kultuur hier so onder mekaar gaan wees definitief the family vibe.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Welcome back, folks. Right, Phil Cronje there, taking over as coach at Hamilton's. Jerome, Phil Cronje, he's come from SK Warmers. I think he was at NTK the previous year. I think he's going to take Hamilton's to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, Phil is a good coach. It's going to be tough for him because his neighbours, SK, he was there, so he's a brave man to go just across the road to another club. But he's a good coach, and hopefully he'll do well with Hamilton's. They need all the support that they can get, so hopefully he's the right guy.
What's interesting is, and what I liked here is, you must be wondering, why did Cape Rugby TV go to Hamilton's? Although we went to Strand and Strand Pioneers and Gustro and St George's and a number of other clubs already this year. But Danny, why is it, do you think, that we ended up at Hamilton's yesterday to go and film?
Because you and Norman are buddies.
Who's Norman?
I mean, Morgan.
Oh, Morgan. No, because no, in fact, it's exactly the opposite. The coach phoned us and asked us, would we come around to Hamilton's and film the practice?
No,
and we
good.
thought that was fantastic.
I'm glad you're declaring your status, JP.
Well, we're just pointing it out that if you want to get exposure for your club, there are opportunities.
Oh no, JP, no, that's good. Jokes aside, no, we would also encourage that.
We can't go everywhere.
Yeah, the clubs do engage with you and ask you to come and look at the systems. I'm a proponent of that. It's good.
Elson Book, Jerome, we're going to take a look at him now. You know this player.
Yeah, look, Elson he's been at Boland, but I think it's his third or fourth season at Hamilton's. Very experienced guy. I don't know when he's going to stop, but he's still got enough speed, and it's still good for club rugby that he's playing and he can guide the youngsters.
Folks, let's close off with Elson Book, and when we come back, we'll be taking a look at what happened at pre-season with what is happening pre-season at Belha. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
Ja, na Kersfeesbreek is het altijd lekker om weer terug te wezen bij Hamilton's. Het is nu ons tweede week in die pre-season training en je kan bij elke oefening zien dat ons nummers groeien. Ja, nee, het is ongelooflijk. Je kan zien dat die mannen is honger voor die seizoen. Het is ook om die club zulke goede nummers toon en ons vat het week voor week en het kan niet beter gaan. Ik denk een van Hamilton's motto's is, ons praat nooit over de vorige jaren niet. Maar er is één ding wat ik jou kan beloven. Laatst jaar was ons een beetje onfix. En je kan zomaar zien, strijd van die begin af, hierdie jaar het is een nieuwe missie en een visie. Die mannen lijken goed, die mannen lijken fix. So, ja. Voor de oude wat nu al 6 seizoenen hier bij Hamilton betrokken is, wil ik niet hier staan en nummers kon volmaken. Zoals je kan zien op je oefenveld, die jongere ouwens, alle druk elkaar en ja, ik zie net goede kies.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Right, welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV. Yes, just a reminder, CTC Sports, of course, has been making rugby jerseys and clothing apparel for a very long time. And if you want to order your kit, just get a hold of Reggie Amos there at CTC Sports. I know that he's running some great specials at the moment. Belha is, of course, busy with their pre-season training. They ended number 7 in the league last year in Super League B and are looking to make a comeback. We managed to catch some of the pre-season training there with the guys. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Right, welcome back, everybody. Belha there, of course, getting ready for action. Jerome, once again, I go to you. Every practice session we're looking at is looking a little bit different. Guys on one side, 2 weeks ago, they're doing the CrossFit stuff, and then the other guys are flipping tires. When we look at Hamilton's, they're running drills with those poles that you have in the ground, and the Belha guys are doing looks like lots of body resistance exercises.
Yeah, I see they're doing a lot of core, that crawl exercises.
Yeah.
They do a lot of crawl, a lot of plank.
Is that part of what you do? Do you do the same?
Yeah. So it basically is the same, but they just mix up the drills and stuff, but it comes down to the same stuff,
Yeah.
and then it's at the right time to do that. And also, I mean, looking at all the numbers that they have there for this time for Belha, it looks good to them. I don't see any, except Dennis Cox, I don't see the big guns that are normally there. But it looks good with all the numbers that's there at this time.
All right, let's catch up with their head coach at Belha, Abraham Bierkes. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy.
Ja, van last week af het die numbers baie increase. Ons het begin met about 20 ouens en elke week, elke aankom 'n different spannetjie, so as hulle elke aan die is behoort is oor die 40, 50 ouens te hê hier op die pits. Dat is eintlik beoog die jaar om baie die community players te betrek by die klub. Wat ek eintlik stadig wil doen is by Westbank Sevens, wil ek graag baie van die jonger spelers 'n kans gee om hulle self te bewys, because ons speel nou geruime spelers saam met senior spelers. Ek gaan hulle 'n bietjie mix met die seniors en dan speel 'n kans gee en sien wat hulle steek. Ons doelwit is om die jaar eerstens wil ons in die top 6 wees, dat ons by die uitspelrondes kan uitkom, en as alles goed verloop wil ons graag opgaan. Daai is ons doelwit. En soos dit nou lyk, is dit nie ver af vanaf wat ons kan bereik nie, maar dit sal harde werk wees. Ek sal nie sê, soos ons weet, ons laas jaar so 'n bietjie ons rieme styf geloop en ons baie van die teams wil opgaan, so jy moet ekstra harder werk off the field. So ek dink daai is ons doelwit om ekstra harder te werk en kyk waar ons eindig.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Abraham Bierkes, the head coach there at Belha. Danny, the clubs that are planning to make it looks like they've already understanding strategy. Top 6.
JP, all I want to say is that I'm very proud of our clubs that are active. And where do you know still in January clubs would have started to train? I mean, not even professional rugby used to do that, and now they're doing it. And now it's down to the clubs. Clubs that have started early, I do believe, well prepared, will definitely carry them through the season.
But that should be your game plan. I mean, that must be your game plan, is take one game at a time, aim for the top 6, get into the what do you call it, the knockouts.
Yeah, no, JP, the bottom line, and Jerome will tell you he's more the expert at this, but a good pre-season conditioning program is fundamental. The rugby stuff obviously is important, but once a player has done 10 tackles and is conditioned, and that gives you an extra 15 tackles after that, you know you're on your way to victory.
Right, so a lot of work to do there, but your top 6 is where you want to aim for first. Get into that, then we start looking at the knockouts, and eventually, hopefully, you'll end up at Newlands, where you can play off. That's where you want to end up, Danny, in the final playoffs at Newlands to get promoted. Am I correct?
No, look, you
can make it, in fact, before that, right?
You can make it before that.
Yeah. All right, folks, we managed to catch up with Belha centre Cameron Jacobs. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy.
Ja, nee, dit is verseker so. Ek dink ek is my tweede jaar nou by Belha en ek het nou al 'n paar jaar agter die rug. Ek is nou 30 jaar hierdie jaar. So ek kom al nou rukkie aan, maar soos jy sê, dit is lekker om te sien hoe die jong mannetjies, veral die onder 20s van laas jaar, hoe hulle nou deurkom en kom hulle besig op die veld. Soos jy sê, hulle hou maar hulle die moeilikheid uit. En ja, dit is 'n goeie ding. Dis 'n goeie ding vir die manne. Nou kyk, soos hulle sê, ons het nou jaar het ons Super League B toe gekom. So ons nou ons tweede jaar in Super League B en ek meen ons bou nou op om die league te wen en om Super League uit te gaan. En soos jy sê, daar's baie manne wat laas jaar uit Belha het wat nog steeds so is. So die plan vir hierdie jaar dink ek is vir die coaches se kant af is om te bou om die season te wen en dan volgende jaar natuurlik Super League uit te gaan. Ek meen toe die manne nou van Super League afkom, met die mense hulle gedink, okay, jy kom van Super League so Super League B gaan 'n bietjie makliker wees vir jou, maar dit was glad nie die geval gewees. Ek meen ons het vasgeval teen spanne laas jaar wat ons eens gedink het ons fair wen. So mens kan nie regtig sê wie die liga gaan wen nie. Dis regtig dis beklei tot op die einde toe. Was dit 'n fight geweest vir ons om deur te gaan na die play-offs toe.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Belhar Centre, Cameron Jacobs, getting ready for action. Right, folks, if you want to win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks, 33090, just grab your mobile phone and SMS the word SCORE right now to 33090. Mr. Jones, can we throw in a set of double tickets here for potential winners to maybe go to Newlands?
Use my cell phone, JP. Let me just phone Newlands now.
You got to check with Newlands first. Folks, that is maybe going to come up over the next few weeks where we run some great competitions to win yourself a set of double tickets to go and watch. First game is the Hurricanes, right?
First game Hurricanes, second game is the Bulls.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Last year at Newlands, I think the cat is out the bag now. Everybody knows that this is the year that you must go to Newlands because you will never go back to Newlands again.
Well, JP, I thought according to the Chinese calendars, the year of the rat, but you say the year of the cat.
Cat is out the bag. Yeah, so anyway, look forward to the next couple of shows and you can possibly win yourself a set of double tickets to go and watch the Newlands along with some of our great competitions that we run here on Cape Rugby TV. Score Energy Drinks, of course, is the prize on at the moment, 33090, and congratulations then to last week's winner, Byron Kunrad. Byron, congratulations. Someone from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you shortly. You walk away with a case of Score Energy Drinks. Folks, we're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the break, Durban was up against Marties. They were playing in their friendly. And, of course, the UWC coach, JP Kellerman, speak to us together with Jacques Van Sale, the captain at UWC, as we also get ready to take a look at what Jerome was doing in pre-season testing. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. Marties was up against Durban and then also played UWC as the teams now prepare to go to the Varsity Cup. Let's catch up first. Let's take a look at what happened between Marties and Durban. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Durban up against Marties. Jerome, this must be, of course, preparing for the league from a Durban side of things, and for Marties preparing for the Varsity Cup now. Durban, of course, winners of Super League A last year. Marties, former champions and winners of the Varsity Cup. Your thoughts?
Durban is a lot of new faces. I think they're trying their new recruits. I could only see Ricky Duarte, the scrum half, who used to play for Durban. He's a Durban player. And Cleophas, there's the only two guys from Durban that I recognize who played first team. The rest of the guys you can see it's new guys, or maybe guys who played under 20s last year who they're trying out in the first team, which is good to see that. And with Marty's is there's basically the extra guys not playing Varsity Cup, giving them some game time, so they have a big squad. So yeah, it's just to keep the students busy, because anything happen in the Varsity Cup and you must be ready. For Durban, they are the champions, so they have to prepare well and they have to have a big squad also. So I think they're trying out a lot of new guys now.
Danny, are you happy with what you're seeing there?
I'm very happy, JP. It's good. As I said, the activities are happening. Clubs are playing chess amongst each other to get pre-season going. I'm happy.
Do any of these players actually play chess? Probably not a bad thing to do.
It's not a bad thing to do from a mental point of view.
Chess your gun again?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Rugby is the main game.
Jerome, do you play chess?
No.
Folks, chess not a bad thing. Right, Durban's assistant coach Marius Ervia managed to catch up with us on the side of the field. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
Ja, heel positief. Die wind is net 'n nagmerrie hierso geweest, maar heel positief. Baie goed gesien waaraan ons kan werk en ja, dit was positief. Ou manne het hulle hand opgesteek. 'n Paar nuwe manne het gewys hulle kan dit doen, so baie positief. Ja, kyk, ons het 'n groot groep hierso van 40 gebring, so hier's tweede, derde span ouens, eerste span ouens. Groot groep gebring en vir die eerste hit-out is ek baie positief voor dit. Ja, ons sien baie uit daarna. Hopelijk kan meer van ons senior spelers speel wat hierdie week kon gespeel het, so sal meer 'n gevestigde span wees, maar ons gaan van die youngsters 'n kans gee en ons is reg vir dit. Dit is altyd 'n lekker challenge om daar te gaan speel. Hardloop rugby, maar ons is reg daarvoor. Ons gaan so middel Februarie gaan ons op 'n oefenkamp George toe. Is meer 'n spanbou ding en dit verlede jaar gewerk, so dink jy ons gaan dit geniet hierdie keer.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Durban assistant coach Marius Ervia there talking to us, often chats with us here on Cape Rugby TV. Jerome, Marius comes with a lot of experience.
Yeah, look, if you just look at, I mean, he's the forward coach at Durban. If you just look at how the forwards were dominating last year in the competition, he played ex-player, he played Dizers and emerging teams for Western Province, so he knows his story.
Yeah. Folks, we managed to catch up with Marty's up against UWC. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. All right, Marty's in UWC. Danny, playing chuckers, good for the experience, good to get ready here?
Well, JP is always in preparation, good preparation for the competition. And so I'll normally say what happens before the competition doesn't count. It's during the competition. But it's still good work, spade work happening now at the moment.
So how much can a coach gauge from playing in these chuckers? What do they kind of typically look at?
Well, obviously they're looking at the alignment of the team. They're looking at if the players are coming up to the party.
Yeah.
There's a number of things they're looking at to see if their defensive lines are working, communication, all those things.
Let's catch up with some of the coaches and captains from UWC. We speak to JP Kellerman, UWC's line-out coach, and UW's captain Jacques van Zyl. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy.
Yeah, I think it was a good afternoon. Fortunately, unfortunately, it was a massive wind that was pumping ears of the boys. It's a bit of a different feel, different conditions. But I think at the end of the day, we absorbed it, we took it, and there's a lot of things we can look at that's positive, few work-ons, but more positives for today. Yeah, I think also for us, the very important thing is looking at the combinations. Today we could see how does the guys perform under pressure. And eventually at the end of the day, just seeing some new guys, identifying some new guys, but I think it was a huge positive for us. And yeah, rugby is about momentum, so when you need to absorb the pressure, you need to absorb it, and when you have the ball, so we did a lot of defending today, but now that's a good video we can look at what do we do on our defense.
Ja, veral op die eerste game van die jaar of eerste pre-season game van die jaar, dit was baie lekker geweest en om nuwe structures uit te toets en om te sien wat die ouens in hulle het is great om uit op die veld te wees. Op positiewe ding as jy nuwe ouens weet jy wat die kampioen skap vir ons inlei nie. So hulle verwag hulle weet nie hoe maties is nie. So dis 'n positiewe ding. So hulle speel net vir die try en hulle speel net vir hulle eie posisie en net vir die liefde van die game.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Right, there we go, UWC, Marty's, a little bit of a test for them. Danny, UW's now, of course, going to the Varsity Cup as well. They will look to do well there. What would you like to see from a Western Province point of view for the Varsity Cup?
I would like to see all 4 teams playing Varsity Cup. As you know, the Super UT is playing in the Varsity Challenge, but UWC, UCT and Marty's is playing in the Cup. Obviously for Marty's for UWC to remain in the Cup and CPUT get promoted, that would be a great moment for us.
Yeah, Jerome, do you have input into the Varsity Cup stuff from a provincial point of view?
Yeah, JP, we have a lot of contracted guys going back to the Varsity Cup now.
Yeah.
So as Mr. Jones was saying, we're going to have a close look at these guys because there's a lot of under 21 guys. Some guys are going to join us with the Super Sport Challenge, and hopefully CPUT can go up and hopefully UWs can stay. Then we have 4 universities which will help us a lot.
Just on that, your Super Sport Challenge, when does that begin? When is your first game?
In end of April.
So the Varsity Cup would have been finished by then?
Yeah, it's been
so
finished,
you're able to draw on some of these guys?
Definitely.
Yeah. Right, we managed to catch up with Marty's head coach, Drickus Hanke, as well as their captain, Reinhard Fortuin. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy.
Ja, nee, dit was ons tweede hitaat. Ons het laasweek net 20 minute chakkas gespeel, so hierdie was nou 'n bietjie langer. Maar ja, dis lekker na 'n voorseisoen wat baie hard was, dat ons uiteindelik 'n bietjie die bal kan jol, ja. Ja, ons het baie senior spelers wat oorbly, so dis lekker. Met baie wat van die youngers af deurkom. Maar ons het ook redelik nuwe spelers wat opgekom het, wat deel geraak het van die squad en wat goed doen op die oomblik. So ja, dit is altyd lekker om hier te speel by die Donnie Craven, so ons sien baie uit na die eerste game.
Yes, dis nou die eerste keer dat ons nou weer op die Donnie Craven is. Baie lekker geweest, die boys het hulle deel gedoen. Ek moet sê die forwards het die fondasie goed geset. Ja, van daar af het ons dit vanaf goed gebou. Ja nee, ons gaan nou volgende naweek speel ons teen die Cheetahs, nog 'n opwarmingsgame daar in Bloemfontein. So dit gaan goed wees. Laaste enetjie net voor die Varsity Cup begin om bietjie teen die Vrystaat manne te speel.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Right, welcome back everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. Jerome Parvater was out at the Northern League. Jerome, this was now a new opportunity for some of the players for you to take a look at them and put them through the ranks. For the fans that are watching out there, just give us a quick indication. What is it that you're doing when you go and visit the different regions now?
Yeah, JP, look, our approach this year or from last year was we're gonna test every player that's in province playing rugby here. whether it's now regions or Super A,
Yeah.
and we're currently busy with the regions now. So last night we did the normal basic testing. It was speed testing.
Well, let's take a look at the video.
Yeah.
You're obviously going to tell us more about what it is that you see here. Right, folks, and this was Jerome at Van der Stel Sports Ground, where a number of the clubs were able to come. Van der Stel Evergreens was there, Whistling Wheels, Coronations, and Delft. Let's take a look. We'll catch up with that now. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Right, so the Northern League getting tested there then at the Van der Stel Sports Grounds. Jerome, looking at this, just tell us a little bit about the testing. I saw the guys doing sprinting exercises. I saw them doing push-ups. The kind of benchmarks, do you have a specific number that you're looking for?
Yeah, we have a benchmark that we give to the clubs, and we also told these guys what they must do. So what we'll do now, we will send them all their results, as we've done with all the other clubs so far, so that they can know. And I also told a few of the coaches who were there last night, instead of running around the field or playing touch rugby, it's simple stuff, and you don't need anything to, like we're fortunate to have to do the speed test with the cameras there on the side, but they can have a stopwatch and just do a 10 meter and a 40 meter test. And we did a push-up test where guys can do. They can do.
How many push-ups, as an example? I saw the guys also doing pull-ups there.
I think.
What would you consider being a acceptable standard of the number of push-ups or pull-ups?
We do in a minute. In a minute, some of the guys who test with us did 80 to 100 push-ups.
Yeah, okay.
And the pull-ups, the best guy at testing Super A was 32, I think. Yeah.
Is there a standard that one is looking for from a provincial perspective? Like, is there a number that says this qualifies you to have a look at?
Yeah, look, we told the guys, we look at or the conditioning guys look at the standard of the professional guys, and then we came up with our own sort of amateur sort of standards. So we would say, for example, a prop, he must be able to do at least 12 pull-ups.
Right. Okay.
At least.
Yeah.
And that is most of the time the guys that struggle because they're heavier. Yeah. So then the backs, they must be able to do 30 pull-ups at least.
What comes next for these guys now, Danny? If we look at these guys that are testing, you're obviously from a Western Province point of view, more and more encouraging clubs to get involved in this process and to attend these sessions. What comes next?
I mean, the hidden agenda of the club to Vodacom years ago and the club to SuperSport Challenge has been, we knew not everybody will play in the Vodacom Cup or SuperSport Challenge, but we we send them back better players, better conditioned than that.
Yeah.
So that's the idea here too, is to expose clubs and players to proper conditioning, and so that they can improve as players, and hopefully as a collective the club improves, and obviously rugby improves with that, and then it also gives the player an incentive and also a benchmark. If he wants to improve his game, if he wants to play at a higher level, there's certain benchmarks that he must reach, so that's the background to this whole thing. After this, obviously we're looking at having some regional interaction.
Some trials?
So we will look at the regional trials and play one or two games just to give guys an incentive to play at a higher level, stay with their clubs, but give them an access.
Are you in a position to do that? That's an interesting. Are you in a position to select a sort of a Northern League 15 and a Southern League 15 to play against the City League 15?
We're looking at that. That's part of our.
That sounds quite exciting.
Yeah.
That might be an exciting little friendly tester to get things going, Jerome, and great opportunity for you to take a look at the guys. I don't know if that fits into your format though. But
no, it's good, JP. Our approach is, even if there's 5 guys, we will test them.
Yeah.
We gave them an opportunity to come and to show them how to do things. So those guys who come,
do you give these results now to the coaches of the teams to take a look at and analyze?
They get all these results, and we give them the standards. And also now we still have the Paul region and then the City region next week that we're going to do.
So are we allowed to put these results on TV?
No.
We're not allowed to put it on TV?
The results are for the coaches of the clubs and the players. We would
love to see we want to see who Western Province Rugby's pull-up champion is. And Western Province Rugby's, what is the distance that you run in the speed test? Is it 40 meters?
We take the time over the 10 meter, and we take the time over 40 meters.
All right, okay.
That's basically, in general in rugby, you need that 10 meters to burst, and you need that 40 meters to keep your pace.
One of these days we'll have the Cape Rugby TV Idols session. I've been talking about this for years, where we take a whole bunch and we say, right, this is the pull-up champion, the push-up champion, the bench press champion, and we just see if we can get some fun going. Anyway, Delft players Ansley Swart and Elmerick Moses was chatting with us. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
Voor mij was het de ervaring van een leeftijd. Ik heb wel baie dingen op doen en voor mij nou weet ik wat ik moet verwachten van mijn kant af vorentoe.
Dus om dagelijks te oefenen en die beste daarvan te maken en altijd op je eigen om je effort in te zetten. Laat jij de beste kan doen bij enige ding wat je kan, bij enige oefeningen waar je bij komt. So, als je een challenge krijgt, dan weet je weer een feit, jouw lichaam kan het aanvatten.
Wel, dus een tactiek wat ons als een span, als een club kan gebruiken en net één voor te wees voor die andere clubs. En om het te doen binnen 60 seconden, wie wil het dan nou niet doen onder 60 seconden?
Dus om zo'n coach te hebben, het zou, hoe kan ik zeggen, het zou fantastisch wees. Maar reden van, hij zal altijd pushen op een limit waar hij zal altijd op een hoorstandaard wil hij veel vinden. So hij wil zo waar hij veel wil zitten, als bij hij renkt, hij wil nooit op een lauwe standaard wezen. So hij zal altijd op pushen om het beste van zichzelf te maken.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Hello everybody, welcome to Cape Rugby TV. If you're joining us for the first time, we're talking about club rugby in Western Province. Probably in fact, Mr. Jones, I think this is the only amateur TV rugby sports show in the world. Do you think so?
Let me say, I think so, JP.
Yeah, you're very happy.
To be politically correct, I think so.
Politically. It's always the safe zone, yes. Yeah. Safe zone. Well, we were out at the DHL Stormers, ready for 2020. It's going to be an incredible season for the DHL Stormers, one way or the other. Everybody's behind the Stormers, of course, getting ready for 2020. Let's catch up with some of the guys behind the season. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. DHL Stormers in action there. Danny, all ready for 2020? The season is coming?
Well, they had a game on Sunday and they beat the Sharks, so now all systems go for the Hurricanes.
You were at the game. What did you think?
Well, I was at the game and there was probably another million plus people watching the game. So we were happy with the win. It's always good to win. It's like from a psychological point of view.
It's the one game for the Stormers that you're not standing on the side of the field with a walkie-talkie in your hand.
No, it's all games for the Stormers when they play away. I don't stand with a walkie-talkie on the line.
But you're not on duty. You were able to sit on the side of the field and have a bit of fun and watch the boys. How do you think we're going to do this year? Or is that an unfair question?
No, it's not an unfair fair question, JP. There's a lot of expectations. We do have a very good squad. A large part of the squad, or a large part of the forwards, were part of the successful winning Springbok team at the World Cup. So, and that positive energy is within the Stormers. And so we wish them well, and we do believe that we're going to have a good season.
Jerome, you've been with the guys. How's the gees behind the scenes? Or as we say on Cape Rugby TV, behind the season. What's your feelings looking at the guys here now?
No, look, those guys know each other since school. So there's always a great gees amongst the guys. They know each other, and it's, as Mr. Jones say, it's with the team that they have now. It's just to go out and show the people that they can play rugby, and we can play winning rugby, and we can fill Newlands for the last season. So there's a lot of positives and a lot of new coaches for them to go out and showcase what they can do, and everybody, and hopefully we'll have a great season this year.
Well, I think we're still going to talk a lot over the next few weeks about what it means to be leaving Newlands, currently the oldest rugby stadium in the world, moving on to the Cape Town Stadium to bigger and brighter things perhaps. But we'll have those conversations over the weeks to come. Remember, the DHL Stormers has of course got their Faithful there, and Western Province Rugby, the Faithful, the Supporters Club, and you can get all your kit and your jerseys and become a member of the Western Province Rugby Supporters Club called the Faithful. All you have to do is go to the website, go check out the Stormers or Western Province Rugby website and join the Supporters Club team. But behind the scenes, we also managed to speak to DHL Stormers hooker Scaro Ntebene, as well as the DHL Stormers centre Michael Hasner. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
I think the Sharks had quite a strong team and a lot of talent there, so it was also nice to play against a team at that speed and at that intensity and at altitude. So it was definitely a good warm-up, but as I said earlier, there's still a lot of work to do, and guys are working very hard, and we have Jacques here today, which is also a help to us. It's one of our goals, the 135th anniversary at Newlands, and it's our last year. I think this year we want to do it for our fans because of all the support we've had, going back in time. So I think we owe them a special year. They deserve it, and I think one of the main things is we want to connect with the people of Cape Town as well.
It brings continuity and a bit of confidence, or not a bit, a lot of confidence actually, to the team. Of course, those guys, the Springbok guys, they bring a lot of clarity as well in team sessions. First game being at home at Newlands, possibly last season, at Newlands, so we use that as our motivation, and it will definitely be a motivational factor in our heads and what we will play for, just to get Cape Town smiling, and for the faithful that come out every week, hopefully we can put a smile on their face and make them proud.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Scaro Ntebene, old favourite at Western Province Rugby and Cape Rugby TV, and of course DHL Stormers, Michael Hasner. Right then, fantastic chatting with the guys, and we look forward to following the Stormers' progress continuously. Jerome, your plans for the weekend?
JP, I'll go out and watch there's some friendly games. I'll go out and watch some of their games, but no provincial rugby yet.
All right, so you can take your breathers while you can, because you never know when it's going to come next. Danny, on your side, rugby plans for the weekend?
Well, we'll be having a Western Province executive Bosbarat.
Right.
So yeah, I'll be busy with the Bosbarat, but yeah, and then obviously the first is waiting for us.
I saw a little bit of your mind going somewhere else already. Busy weekend, then you've got to think about a lot of things. When it comes to Bosbarat, you've got to think about high performance and development and clubs and juniors and referees and how it all comes together. Very so a lot on your plate for the weekend then.
A lot on the plate, and looking forward to a good weekend.
Yeah, well, we look forward to hearing it and hearing what some of the future plans are and what you guys are busy with. And Jerome, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Definitely.
All right, and Danny, yes, thanks for joining us as well, and we look forward to having you guys back on the show and finding out what's going to come up the following week.
No, definitely, JP. It's good to be on the show, and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, 100%. Folks, that's a wrap from us here at Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. And regardless of what you're up to over the weekend, have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.